A mom walks into her son's room to get him up for church. She says to her son, "Get up, it's time for church." The son rolls over and says to his mom, "I'm not going to church, and I'll tell you 3 reasons why. 1. I don't like the people. 2. The people don't like me. And 3. I just don't want to go." The mother responds, "You are going to church, and I'll tell you 3 reasons why. 1. You're a Christian, you have to go even when you don't want to. 2. You're 42 years old. And 3. You're the priest." A man sends a text to his sister, who lives abroad. "Your favorite cat died." She replied, "WTF, man. This took me by surprise. You should have prepared me for such tragic news." "And how on earth would I do that?" said the man. His sister replied, "First, you tell me the cat went outside to play. The next day you say the weather has been freezing these few days. I wouldn't be surprised when you tell me that it caught a cold. The next day you tell me that you took it to the vet, and he gave it a bunch of antibiotics. The next day you tell me that the cat was allergic to the medicine. Next you tell me its health condition is critical, and then you deliver the bad news." "Oh, I see," replied the man. A few days later he sent another text to his sister. "Grandma went playing outside." "Won't you kiss me, doctor?" asks a beautiful woman. "No, it would be against my code of ethics," says the doctor. "Please, just one kiss," begs the woman. "It's completely out of the question," he goes on. "I shouldn't even be having sex with you." A wife woke one morning and found the following note left on her bedside table. "My dear wife, you will surely understand that I have certain needs that you, being 57 years old, can no longer satisfy. I am very happy with you, and I value you as a good wife. Therefore, after reading this letter, I hope that you will not wrongly interpret the fact that I will be spending the evening with my 18-year-old secretary at the Comfort Inn Hotel. Please don't be upset. I shall be home before midnight. Spectre. Spectre. Spectre." When the man came home later that night, he found the following letter on the dining room table. "My dear husband, I received your letter and thank you for your honesty about my being 57 years old. I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that you are also 57 years old. As you know, I am a math teacher at our local college. I would like to inform you that while you read this, I will be at the Hotel Fiesta with Michael, one of my students, who is also the assistant tennis coach. He is young, virile, and like your secretary, is 18 years old. As a successful businessman who has an excellent knowledge of math, you will understand that we are in the same situation, although with one small difference. 18 goes into 57 a lot more times than 57 can go into 18. Therefore, I will not be home until sometime tomorrow." A groom and bride went to their honeymoon, but the bride was very shy and did not want others to know that she is on a honeymoon. So when she and her husband pulled up to the hotel, she asked him if there was any way that they could make it appear that they had been married a long time. He responded, "Sure, you carry the suitcases." A rabbi and a priest get into a car accident, and it's a bad one. Both cars are totally demolished, but amazingly, neither of the clerics is hurt. After they crawl out of their cars, the rabbi sees the priest's collar and says, "So you're a priest? I'm a rabbi. Just look at our cars. There's nothing left, but we are unhurt." This must be a sign from God. God must have meant that we should meet and be friends and live together in peace for the rest of our days. The priest replies, "I agree with you completely. This must be a sign from God." The rabbi continues, "And look at this. Here's another miracle. My car is completely demolished. but this bottle of Mogan David wine didn't break. Surely God wants us to share this wine and celebrate our good fortune. Here, you can have half. He then hands the bottle to the priest. The priest agrees, takes quite a few large swallows, and goes to give the half-empty bottle back to the rabbi. The rabbi shakes his head and says, "Nah, you can keep it." The priest asks, "Aren't you going to have any?" The rabbi replies, "No, I think I'll just wait for the police to arrive." Two old farmers, Joe and Bob, lived as neighbors but didn't like each other much. In 1999, there was a period of 30 degrees centigrade cold, and Bob and Joe had nothing to do because of it. So they bet a bottle of vodka who can sit out on the window ledge the longest with a bare ARs. After 2 hours, Bob's wife came home and asked Bob, "What are you doing?" Bob explained, and she said, "Come on, you will only freeze your R's off." Bob refused as he wanted to win the bet. Then his wife got an idea. "Let's change places when Joe is looking the other way." Bob's wife put on the same kind of pullover and cap and traded places with Bob. Half an hour later, Joe's wife came home and asked him, "What are you doing?" Joe told her and said, "I am determined to win the bottle." "You are crazy." "Come on in." "Certainly not, I'm already on the winning side. Bob lost his balls half an hour ago." A Texan named Jim had always believed that Texas was the biggest and greatest state in America. But one day, while watching a geography documentary, he discovered that Alaska was actually the largest state. Intrigued, Jim packed his bags and decided to move to Alaska to experience the rugged lifestyle of a true Alaskan. Upon arriving in Alaska, Jim made his way to a local bar to seek advice on how to become a real Alaskan. He approached the bartender and asked, "What do I have to do to become a true Alaskan?" The bartender took a long sip of his Alaskan whiskey and replied, "First, you have to drink a pint of our finest Alaskan whiskey. Then you have to go out into the wilderness and wrestle a grizzly bear. And finally, you have to make love to an Eskimo woman." Jim, determined to prove himself as a true Alaskan, immediately ordered a pint of the Alaskan whiskey and downed it in one gulp. He then headed out into the wilderness to find a grizzly bear. 2 days passed, and there was no sign of Jim. The locals presumed he had been mauled by a bear and was now lying dead in the wilderness. But on the second night, to everyone's surprise, Jim stumbled back into the bar, looking battered and bruised. He walked up to the bartender and slurred, "Okay, now where's that Eskimo woman I have to wrestle?"